Hello, this is Taja with BoldenModels.com. I am the editor for the on-site blog. Also, I handle the social media marketing campaigns and video tutorials. If you have found this video, I assume it's because you might already be a cam model within our webcam model agency, which is Bolden Models. And what you're seeing here is our brand new and improved website. We just launched it this past week, I think about 7 days ago. If you aren't familiar with Bolden Models and you aren't a webcam model, I will also assume that it's because you found us because you want to become a webcam model and you like a little bit more information about that. So during this video, I'm going to give you some updates about our program, what's new, what's to come, and give you a little background information on how to get started as a webcam model working from home as a at-home capitalist, basically. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about are cam model technology. What sort of things will you need just to get started? And, just a few basics, Some people are always interested in it, and of course with the industry growing and having different layers within the adult industry, including working for yourself as a cam model, there's a couple of different things that you can do. First off, what you would probably need to become a cam model is definitely a computer. You're going to need something with a i5 processor, preferably an i7. Some of the bigger cam sites like stream8.com, which is like the big daddy of all private-based sites, will require a really strong processor to run their equipment. But it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have i7, you don't have to run out and just get that particular type of computer, because they tend to start at like around $700 just for the bare minimum, and it can go up from there. You can have something like an i5. Some performers start out with an i3. I'm sorry, my voice is really raspy, so if I'm cracking or going crazy, I sincerely apologize. But it just really depends on what website you want to start with. Like, for instance, we have within our own network, we have several websites like My Free Cams and Stream8, like I mentioned before. With My Free Cams, you don't quite need something that strong. You can actually, in theory, start with something like an i3, but you will need high-speed internet. You'll need something with an upload speed of at least 5 megabytes per second. Stream8 says that they only require a 2, but I think 5 is just the safest way to go. If you decide to join us on Bolden Models, you can also think about something more independent like Cam Model Directory, which is primarily you'll perform your shows live on Skype. So then you can have even a lower quality set of equipment. You don't have to go so upscale. You can definitely get away with something like an i3. You don't have to go straight to an i5. So when it comes to additional technology, when you want to become a cam model, of course, you're going to need a webcam. Now, some people, when they first start out, might start with the built-in web camera that comes along with their laptop, and you can probably get away with that for a little while. But I would definitely say, as soon as you possibly can, start updating. When you start to make more money, once you've decided that you are comfortable with being a webcam model, once you realize that this is something that you can do, something that you can sustain yourself with, then definitely start investing in more equipment. Now, I would like to say that the number one webcam that most models use is called the C920. It's a Logitech equipment. That's the maker of it. The model is the C920. That is definitely the cam model standard, and most models can work their entire career with that. They'll even record content for clips and so forth. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me slow down. If you like something a little more modern, you can always get the Logitech C922. But in my personal opinion, if you want something straight out the box that you just want to get straight to work and want something that is going to work with all of your software and whatever cam site you stream from, whether it's MyFreeCam, StreamAid, Cammodel Directory. Oh, we also have ChatterBait and I Am Live and so forth. Um, you might run into a little bit of an issue when you get the C922. I have it. It's a crisp cam. It's really great. I think the major focus, the selling point for it was that it was used to come with chroma key and green screen technology, which was built on software. But unfortunately, the only true way to set up a green screen as a cam model is with an actual physical green screen and chroma key technology, but it's not solely produced through software. So again, the C922 is great, it's awesome, but if you can get your hands on the C920, you are doing more than amazing. So other things you might want to think about, like I said, the high-speed internet. You want to have like a dedicated stream. You don't really want to cam via Wi-Fi, although some people do. I'm guilty. I've done it. I've done it before. Sometimes it's just not possible to have access to your router, but that's okay. You know, you'll make do. But you would definitely have a more reliable, steady stream if you're able to use an Ethernet cable directly from your router to your equipment, your desktop or laptop. Now, let me talk about laptops versus a desktop, just for a moment. People are always asking like, oh, so what kind of computer should I get? My personal brand, my favorite, I will always suggest getting an Asus or a Lenovo. And on top of that, I mean, they're wonderful, amazing brands out there who work wonderfully well. But in my experience, I have a Lenovo that I've had for like 5 years, and I have put a lot of Cammodel miles on it, and it is still ticking, and it is amazing. And then I also have an Asus desktop. Both are awesome computers. Now, what you would really need is something like with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. You're going to need a lot of RAM to stream live on the internet. So you're going to look for something like that. You get a desktop. I suggest a desktop over a laptop because desktops are something that you can expand on. You can update with modern, like every time, computers are always changing. Well, we already know that. But if you get a desktop, because it's a tower and it has more room inside of it, it's more expandable. So if you start out with 8 gigabytes of RAM to save money, again, as you start to become more confident in your career and you know that you can make more money, you're probably going to want to expand and get more sticks, 4 gigabytes at a time, to go to 12, to 16. You can even go higher now. They have stronger chips even now. So, I mean, the sky is the limit. Of course, you can get a laptop, but the downside with a laptop is that they tend to overheat a lot faster because it's very compact. So if you're working long shifts and hours on cam streaming, you might have to take more frequent breaks because otherwise your laptop can overheat and it can cause issues with performance. It can slow down your stream and your software, and you'll just end up having to log off for a little while. Of course, laptops are great because they're portable. You can do different things. You can do outside shows if the campsite allows it. You can stream from your backyard. You can stream from your bathroom to do shower shows, cooking shows, etc. But I really do think the best investment is a desktop. And if you really have to do portable shows, you can get like little carts with wheels on it, and you can just set up your little station on your cart and push it around your house. You don't really have to just pick it up and go. Let's see, what else we not talk about here? Also, let's see. Well, also we're on social media. Like I said, we're on Twitter. Let's take a look here. This is where I tend to give more updates. Yes, Balloon Models XBiz Awards nominee for 2017. Guys, feel free to follow and ask questions, and if you ever need any sort of support, you can ask me a general basic questions on technology. I love talking about technology, and here you'll find new updated websites or articles for the website, and typically I'll put it here in the pin suite. Throughout the week, I'll have other little things that we can communicate over and get to know each other and get through the week. Little tips and treats that I like to talk about, you know. And I like to interact with people, and you guys are really fun and amazing. And I don't know, I think it's really great. So if you also want to know more information about how to get started, how to build a social media campaign, what sort of software, what sort of apps are great to promote yourself and your business and anything at all, I mean, just hit me up on Twitter at Berlin Models. Or if you aren't on Twitter and let's say you prefer Instagram, we're on that as well. So yeah, see here we also give like tips to let you guys know, updates to let you know what to expect, like tomorrow's Columbus Day. So yeah, watch out for that. But yeah, here we are on Instagram as well, also Berlin Models. Pretty much the same. I try to keep the content a little different to make it a little more interesting for you guys. And you know, some people have different preferences or whether they like Twitter. We're also on Tumblr. Did I say Facebook? Yeah. Yeah, we're on Facebook. So yeah, feel free to join up and let me know what you think about the current program. If you have any questions, if you ever need any help, if you want to talk about your favorite TV shows, whatever, I'm open for it. So yeah, this is Taja from Berlin Models, and I'm going to start the second part of this video talking about a few things, mostly about different ways that you can contribute to the website if you are a writer, content creator, and have ideas and things that you like to talk about. If you ever have any ideas for an article, and we actually do pay for contributions for articles, so if you're ever interested in contributing to the new and improved BerlinModels.com website, Le Blog, you can send me an email at taja@BerlinModels.com and pitch me an idea. And it has to be original content. Typically something, even if it's something we've already covered on the website before and you have like a different perspective or different take on it, it's okay. You can pitch the idea and then maybe we can expand and develop something in addition to that. Yeah, like right now we just finished talking about one of our bigger network partners, ManyVids. They've been expanding, and they're a content site for people who like to create clips. You know, sometimes we talk about it as an additional basket, you know, side income, passive income, but when you really think about it, creating clips and content can be a major income stream right there. Some people, that's all they do. They don't even perform live on cam. So ManyVids is a huge contender. It used to be that Clips for Sale, which is like the granddaddy of all clip sites, also a part of the Berlin Models daily paid network. And yeah, so ManyVids has had a really awesome month. They had Amber Rose join them for a ManyVids takeover, talking about the Amber Rose sled walk. Let's see what else there was that. And then also, actually, ManyVids just started live takeovers. Let me back up for a second. In addition to them just being a content site where people can create videos, fetish clips, and sell them to fetish enthusiasts, they now have takeovers, something like Snapchat takeovers, but it's conducted live exclusively on ManyVids.com. And I believe it's like 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time, and it's for all the ManyVid stars, like one ManyVid star, maybe two at a time. So it's not like fully open like a cam site. They're just testing it out to see what it's like for just one stream at a time. And I think that's pretty smart. I think that's a really good idea because it provides exposure, and you know, I think it's probably the top ManyVid stars are the ones who are chosen to be there. You have to submit an inquiry saying that you are interested in it, and then you can work from there. So once they started that, and they started with their top many of its stars, Amber Rose, who had her slut walk in September, joined forces with Manny Vids to kick it off, and that was pretty interesting. She did a Q&A with all the content creators and customers for the site and so forth. So yeah, this is the blog. We talk about so many different things. We go into sex toys, things that cam models like to use. We talk about cam model fashion on a budget. We talk about serious issues like Measure B, which was the new policy for the County of Los Angeles in California. It basically involves the porn industry and content creators who live in Los Angeles. So we wanted to handle that as well. And then we have like little fluffier, happier pieces like the cam model care packages and different ways to increase your Skype income, time management, you name it. We just talk about everything, body positivity, and everything far and in between. So yeah, if you're interested, just send me an email. My name is Taja at BolandModels.com, and I would love to hear from you. And that's what I have for now, but I'll be back in a moment. We're going to talk a little bit more about the program, how you can get started, and little tips and tricks on how you can get ready for that holiday season and rake in the dough. Because typically for a lot of people going into the holidays, this is like the money-making opportunity that you don't want to miss out on. And for some of us who just finished the summer, and the summer is known as the summer slump, where everything tends to slow down, yeah, I'm sure many of us are ready for a redemption. Are we not? I'm sure that's correct, right? So yeah, stick around, and I'll be back with more tips on how to increase your income starting with the holidays.